Somebody call a doctor because bad medicine is back. That's the answer. This is the Appleton Oak. I'm Mason Quinn. Guys, tonight we are taking a look at 2010's Inception. Now, I have seen this one before, so I'll be taking the ride with all of you, watching these two guys enjoy a fantastic movie.
I have not seen it. I saw the cast, though. As I can see, it is magnificent. Magnificent. Jeez, can't even speak. That's how ready, willing, and able I am, and excited I am to see the movie.
This might not come as any shock to anybody, but the only thing I know this movie from is the squinty meme. I know. I think that this is his movie.
Okay.
The squinty meme, and then there was the dog with the squinty meme. That's as much as I know. And then there were also a bunch of memes about how confusing it was. So I'm hoping I can wrap my head around it. But that's what I know about this movie. And, of course, Leonardo DiCaprio, who love him.
Yeah, Christopher Nolan doesn't miss.
Oh, that he does not. So without further ado, let's go.
Finally got off that door.
Yeah.
おい、ちょっと来い。
ろうとしているようですが、あなた様のお名前を。所持品はこれとこれです。
On top?
Are you here to kill me? I know what this is. I've seen one before. Many, many years ago. Belonged to a man I met in half remember a dream. A man possessed of some radical notions.
What is the most resilient parasite? Bacteria?
Oh.
A virus? An intestinal worm?
What Mr. Cobb is trying to say.
An idea. Once an idea has taken hold in the brain, it's almost impossible to eradicate.
For someone like you to steal?
Yes, in the dream state, your conscious defenses are lowered and it makes your thoughts vulnerable to theft.
We can train your subconscious to defend itself from even the most skilled extractor. Because I am the most skilled extractor. If you want my help, you're gonna have to be completely open with me. I need to know my way around your thoughts better than your wife, better than your therapist, better than anyone. This is a dream and you have a safe full of secrets. I need to know what's in that safe.
Enjoy your evening, gentlemen. As I consider your proposal.
He knows.
What the hell? Oh, boy. Now I'm worried I am going to be confused. So this is the dream right here.
Uh-huh.
Sato knows. He's playing with us.
The information is in the safe. He looked right at it when I mentioned secrets. Head back to the room. All right, I'll take care of this.
Okay, make sure you do. We're here to work.
If I jumped, would I survive?
Clean dive, perhaps. I can't trust you anymore.
So what? Looks like your other stays.
Please, have a seat.
Do the children miss me?
I can't imagine.
What are you doing?
Just getting some fresh air.
Ooh. Whoops. Oh, just tranquilizers?
I think those
think
are
so.
live rounds.
Yeah.
So he's in the safe in his brain, metaphorically speaking.
Turn around.
The gun down. Please.
That's a big silencer. Jesus.
Did she tell you? You've known all along.
Are you here to steal from me, or do we are actually asleep? I want to know the name of your employer.
He's threatening him in a dream, right, Paul?
Killing him would just wake him up. But pain. Pain is in the mind.
Oh.
What are you doing? It's too soon. I know. Dreams collapse. Try to keep Sato under a little bit longer. We're almost there.
He was close. Very close.
So you open it.
Yep.
The old switcheroo.
Oh!
Welcome.
Well, that was easy to get him.
Yeah.
Oh, pff.
How did you find it?
It's very difficult for a man of your position to keep a love nest like this secret, particularly where there's a married woman involved.
You would never.
Yet, here we are. You held something back because you knew what we were up to. Why'd you let us in at all?
An audition. You failed.
We extracted every bit of information you had in there.
Oh, they're a dream within a dream?
So, leave me and go.
Looks like I'm gonna have to do this a little more simply.
Tell us what you know!
Right now, I'm lying on polyester, which means I'm not lying on my carpet in my apartment. I'm still dreaming. Dream within a dream.
Not in your dream, or in mine.
How you mess up the carpet?
It wasn't my fault.
You're the architect.
I have it under control.
I'd hate to see you out of control.
Listen, every man for himself.
Intriguing.
I mean, nobody does movies like Nolan.
Okay.
Hi, Daddy. Hi, Dad.
How are you? How you doing, huh?
Good. When are you coming home, Dad?
It's not for a while, remember?
Why? Grandma says you're never coming back.
Put Grandma on the phone for me, will you?
Is Mommy still?
Mommy's not here anymore.
That's enough, kids. Say bye-bye.
Listen, I'm gonna send some presents with Grandpa, all right? And you be good. You.
Our ride's on the roof.
Right. Sorry about your leg. Won't happen again.
It's getting worse, isn't it?
One apology's all you're getting, all right, Arthur? We're supposed to deliver Saito's expansion plans to Cobb Engineering 2 hours ago. By now they know we failed. It's time we disappeared.
He saw the art. I offer you the satisfaction.
It's not the way I deal with things. What will you do with it?
Nothing.
What do you want from us?
Inception. If you can steal an idea from someone's mind, why can't you plant one there instead?
Okay. Here's me planning an idea in your head. I say to you, don't think about elephants. What are you thinking about?
Elephants.
Subject's mind can always trace the genesis of the idea. True inspiration's impossible to fake.
It's not true.
Oh.
That's an interesting concept.
Are you offering me a choice? And I choose to leave, sir.
I thought they were going to open up the door and be like, hey, here's your chance.
How would you like to go home to your children?
How complex is the idea?
Simple enough. My main competitor is an old man in poor health. His son will soon inherit control of the corporation. I need him to decide to break up his father's empire.
If I even could do it, I'd need a guarantee. How do I know you can deliver?
You don't, but I can. Do you want to take a leap of faith? Assemble a team, Mr. Cobb, and choose your people more wisely.
Yeah, like a better architect.
Doesn't mess up the carpet.
I didn't know he'd be feeling his cheek on it.
This can't be done.
Yes, it can. I've done it before.
Why are we going to Paris?
We're gonna need a new architect.
Who's this going to be?
You never did like your office, did you?
Oh, come on.
Nice.
Of course it is.
Alfred.
Brought these for you to give to the kids when you have a chance. I'm just doing what I know. I'm doing what you taught me.
I never taught you to be a thief.
Now, you taught me to navigate people's minds, but after what happened, there weren't a whole lot of legitimate ways for me to use that skill.
What are you doing here, Dom?
Dom.
Oh, man.
I want to get back to my family.
You're here to corrupt one of my brightest and best. You want me to let someone else follow you into your fantasy.
They don't actually come into the dream. They just design the levels and teach them to the dreamers. That's all.
Come back to reality, Dom.
Those kids, your grandchildren, they're waiting for their father to come back home. That's their reality. And this job, this last job, that's how I get there. I need an architect who's as good as I was.
I've got somebody better. Ariadne? If you have a few moments, Mr. Cobb has a job offer he'd like to discuss with you.
Work placement?
Not exactly. Before I describe the job, I have to know you can do it. It's not, strictly speaking, legal.
Oh, that didn't. She's like, yeah, I can do it.
Stop. Stop. You're gonna have to be better than that.
The circle ones are always the tough ones for me.
That's more like it. Now, in a dream, our mind continuously does this. We create and perceive our world simultaneously, and our mind does this so well that we don't even know it's happening. Now, this is where I need you. You create the world of the dream. We bring the subject into that dream, and they fill it with their subconscious.
How could I ever acquire enough detail to make them think that it's reality?
It's only when we wake up that we realize something was actually strange. Think about it, Ariadne. How did you get here? Where are you right now? You're actually in the middle of the workshop right now, sleeping. This is your first lesson in shared dreaming. Stay calm.
Oh, that's the dream coming to an end.
That's so cool.
This is wild.
It's just a dream, then why are you...
And a face full of glass hurts like hell. When you're in it, feels real.
That's why the military developed dream sharing. It was a training program for soldiers to shoot and stab and strangle each other and then wake up.
Why don't you give us another 5 minutes?
We were talking for like at least an hour.
In a dream, your mind functions more quickly. Therefore, time seems to feel more slow.
5 minutes in the real world gives you an hour in the dream.
Got the basics.
It is interesting. You do always are in the middle of your dream, and then
Remember, you are the dreamer. You build this world. You can literally talk to my subconscious. That's one of the ways we extract information from the subject.
How else do you do it?
By creating something secure like a bank vault or a jail, the mind automatically fills it with information it's trying to protect. Understand?
Then you break in and steal it.
Well,
oh,
What the hell?
And the street's still acting like normal.
God, how trippy this must have been in the theater.
Well, it's pretty trippy on a TV screen. So
This shit's making me dizzy.
Why are they all looking at me?
because my subconscious feels that someone else is creating this world. The more you change things, the quicker the projections start to converge on you.
Converge?
They sense the foreign nature of the dreamer. They attack like white blood cells fighting an infection.
This is great, but I'm telling you, if you keep changing things like this...
wow.
One of those deals.
Oh, it got me a little bit.
What the hell just happened?
I know this bridge. This place is real, isn't it? Never recreate places from your memory. Always imagine new places.
Why not?
Because building a dream from your memory is the easiest way to lose your grasp on what's real and what is a dream.
Is that what happened to you?
Listen, back up. Back up!
You're okay. You're okay. Because there was still some time on the clock. You can't wake up from within the dream unless you die. Totem, it's a small
That's
personal...
some subconscious you've got on you, Cobb. She's a real charmer.
Oh. See, you met Mrs. Cobb.
She's his wife?
Yeah. So, a totem. You need a small object, potentially heavy, something you can have on you all the time that no one else
Like
knows.
a coin?
No, it needs to be more unique than that. Loaded die. I can't let you touch it. That would defeat the purpose. See, only I know the balance and the weight of this particular loaded die. That way, when you look at your totem, you know beyond a doubt that you're not in someone else's dream.
God, you need something like that to be able to differentiate?
Yep.
She'll be back. I've never seen anyone pick it up that quickly before. When she comes back, you're gonna have her building mazes.
Plenty of good thieves.
We don't just need a thief. We need a forger.
Yes.
What?
Thomas Hardy.
What's a movie without Tom Hardy?
Especially in a Nolan film.
Your spelling hasn't improved.
Yourself.
Inception.
Perfectly possible. It's just bloody difficult.
Let me ask you something. Have you done it before?
We tried it. We got the idea in place, but it didn't take.
You didn't plant it deep enough?
No, it's not just about depth. You need the simplest version of the idea in order for it to grow naturally in your subject's mind. It's a very subtle art.
We need the heir of a major corporation to dissolve his father's empire.
What you have to do is start at the absolute basic.
Which is what?
Do you have a chemist?
No, not yet.
Right. Okay, well, there's a man here, Yusuf. He formulates his own versions of the compounds.
Why don't you take me there?
Once you've lost your tail.
Cobalt engineering. That price on my head, was that dead or alive?
Don't remember. See if he starts shooting.
Freddie Simmons. My God, it's you, isn't it?
Reminds me of Bloodsport.
That's very similar.
Oh. Oh. Got his own man.
Jesus.
Got in the way.
Oh.
Oh, look at that move.
Oh, jeez.
Right there.
Careful left, Mr. Cobb. What are you doing in Mombasa?
I need to protect my investments.
He's already lying.
Ah, so this is your idea of losing a tail, yeah?
Different tale.
Cobb said you'd be back.
It's just pure creation.
You're gonna have to master a few tricks if you're gonna build 3 complete dream levels. In a dream, you can cheat architecture into impossible shapes. The infinite staircase. Paradox.
That's that painting, right? That it's all over the place.
But they have to be complicated enough that we can hide from the projections.
A maze.
Right, mix.
Cobb can't build anymore, can he?
I don't know if he can't, but he won't. I think it's Mal.
They're still together?
She's dead. What you see in there is just his projection of her.
You are seeking a chemist to formulate compounds for a job.
And to go into the field with us. We need you there to tailor compounds specific to our needs.
Which are?
Great depth.
A dream within a dream. 2 levels.
3.
Not possible.
You just have to add a sedative.
The only way to know you've done the job is if I bring you with you.
Oh.
10, 12, all connected, bloody hell.
They come every day to share the dream. You see? Very stable.
There's a slap.
A dream, Tom? With this compound, about 40 hours, each and every day.
The dream has become the reality.
Let's see what you can do.
Oh, no.
Not good.
What you have to do.
Are you all right, Mr. Cobb?
Everything's just fine.
Robert Fisher.
What's your problem with this, Mr. Fisher?
Ah! Scarecrow.
You asked me for Inception. I do hope you understand the gravity of that request.
We are the last company standing between them and total energy dominance. Soon they'll control the energy supply of the world. The world needs Robert Fisher to change his mind.
Can you get me access to this man here? Browning.
Hey.
Tom Berenger.
Oh, man. How are his knees from catching all those years?
Maurice Fisher's policy is always one of avoiding litigation.
Shall we voice your concerns with Maurice directly?
Not sure that's necessary.
No. I think we should.
Keep out the damn to say as I asked.
Must be a cherished memory of his.
I put it beside his bed. He hasn't even noticed.
We need to talk about a power of attorney. I know this is our
Not now.
but it's imperative that we start to.
Vultures are circling. The sicker Maurice Fisher becomes, the more powerful Peter Browning becomes. Now, in the first layer of the dream, I can impersonate Browning and suggest concepts to Fisher's conscious mind.
Oh.
Then, when we take him a level deeper, his own projection of Browning should feed that right back to him. That's the only way it will stick. It has to seem self-generated.
Surprised Christian Bale doesn't just make an appearance in here. Jeez.
Were you going under on your own?
Just running some experiments.
I was working on my totem, actually.
Here, take a look. So you're learning, huh?
Yep.
Was it your idea?
It's Maul's, actually. This one was hers. She'd spin it in the dream it would never topple.
Arthur told me she passed away.
How are the mazes coming along?
Yeah, don't even,
Only the dreamer should know the layout.
Why is that so important?
In case one of us brings in our projections, we don't want them knowing the details of the maze.
You mean in case you bring Maul in?
Right.
You can't build because if you know the maze, then she knows it. Well, she'd sabotage the whole operation. Cobb, do the others know?
No.
You've got to warn them if this is getting worse.
No one said it's getting worse. I need to get home. That's all I care about right now.
Why can't you go home?
Because they think I killed her. Thank you for not asking whether I did. I will split up my father's empire. Now, this is obviously an idea that Robert himself would choose to reject. We need to find a way to translate this into an emotional concept.
I could suggest to him breaking up his father's company as a screw you to the old man.
We need Robert Fisher to have a positive emotional reaction to all this.
My father accepts that I want to create for myself, not follow in his footsteps.
Not my work.
Might. We're gonna need to do a little better than might.
3 layers down. Dreams are gonna collapse with the slightest disturbance. We'll have to combine it with an extremely powerful sedative.
It's gonna be fun to just slap people.
That's always the test. Oh, what are you up to, Dom?
Good night. Brain function in the dream will be about 20 times normal. The effect is compounded. It's 3 dreams, it's 10 hours times.
Right. Maths was never my strong subject. How much time is that?
It's a week, the first level down. 6 months, the second level down, and the third level.
It's 10 years. Who would want to be stuck in a dream for 10 years?
Plans, how do we get out?
Jesus.
A kick.
What's a kick?
This, Ariadne, would be a kick.
Are we gonna feel a kick with this kind of sedation?
Oh, that's the clever part. I customized the sedative to leave inner ear function unimpaired. That way, however deep the sleeper still feels falling or tipping.
We need at least a good 10 hours.
Sydney to Los Angeles. One of the longest flights in the world. He makes it every 2 weeks.
He must be flying private then.
It would have to be a 747.
Why is that?
So in a 747, the pilot's up top, the first class cabin's in the nose, so no one would walk through. But you'd have to buy out the entire cabin and the first class flight attendant.
I bought the airline.
Everybody sleeps so peaceful. Nobody's like
I was
me. Just
gonna
out
say.
there.
in a lawn chair, no less. I mean, as with most Christopher Nolan movies, I'm catching things that
that you haven't seen before. So
he's sleeping hooked up to whatever machine, and she just sits down next to him and decides to take a nap. Then they're in the same dream.
No,
together?
she grabbed one of the IVs.
Oh. You remember when you asked me to marry you? You said you had a dream. Grow together.
Oh, that look. It's kind of a jump scare.
Just wanted to see what kind of tests you're doing on your own every night.
All right, well, this has nothing to do with you. These are my dreams.
Why do you do this to yourself?
It's the only way I can still dream. My dreams were still together.
oh man, try a different level.
These are memories, and you said never to use memories. You're trying to keep her alive. You can't let her go.
These are moments I regret. They're memories that I have to change.
Well, what's done there that you regret?
So there's only one thing you need to understand about me.
This is your house?
Mine and Maul's, yes. It's my son, James. He's digging for something, maybe a worm.
Right now, or never, Cobb.
And I start to panic. Whatever I do, I can't change this moment. If I'm ever gonna see their faces again, I've got to get back home.
Oh no.
She wants to know what she's dealing with.
That's not good.
I know who you are. What are you doing here?
Trying to understand.
I'll tell you a riddle. You're waiting for a train that will take you far away. You know where you hope this train will take you, but you don't know for sure. But it doesn't matter.
Because we'll be together.
You promised!
Come back for you. Promise.
Do you think you can just build a prison of memories to lock her in?
Maurice Fisher just died in Sydney.
Robert should accompany the body no later than Tuesday.
Cobb, I'm coming with you. The team needs someone who understands what you're struggling with.
Get us another seat on the plane. If I get on this plane and you don't honor our agreement, when we land, I go to jail for the rest of my life.
Complete the job en route. I make one phone call from the plane. You will have no trouble getting through immigration.
This guy can just do anything.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Nobody walks up there thinking this has to be the most handsome first class on a plane they've ever seen. It's like,
Excuse me, I think this is yours? You wouldn't happen to be related to the Maurice Fisher, would you?
He was my father.
There you go.
Thank you.
To your father.
give him the old shake.
This is pretty crazy. They're all going in together, huh?
Yep.
Couldn't have peed before you went under. Sorry.
Oh my god, that's great.
Were they just implying because he had to pee, that's why it's raining?
Yeah.
Hey, man, why don't you walk away? All right, third market. Snappy.
I'm sorry, I thought it was free.
Well, it's not.
Oh! This guy's got some heavy duty security.
Oh, you gotta cover him. If he gets hit, he wakes up. I see what's going on. I don't understand why people would be shooting at the taxi in the dream.
Oh, those guys don't know.
Those are the projections, though.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. Richard's okay.
Oh.
Get Fisher in the back room now! Has he been shot? Is he dying?
I don't know.
Why the hell were we ambushed, huh? Those were not normal projections. They've been trained, for God's sake.
You're right.
How could he be trained?
Fisher's had an extractor teach his subconscious to defend itself, so his subconscious is militarized. It should have shown in the research, I'm sorry.
Why the hell didn't it? This was your responsibility. You were meant to check Fisher's background thoroughly. We are not prepared for this type of violence.
We have dealt with sub-security before. We'll be a little more careful, and we're gonna be fine.
This was not a part of the plan. He's dying, for God's sake. No, don't do that. It won't wake him up.
What do you mean it won't wake
It won't wake him up.
We die in a dream, we wake up.
Not from this. We're too heavily sedated to wake up that way.
Right, so what happens when we die?
Drop in a limbo.
Are you serious?
What the hell is down there?
Just raw, infinite subconscious. Nothing is down there. Except for whatever might have been left behind by anyone sharing the dream who's been trapped there before. Which in our case, is just you.
Well, how long can we be stuck there?
Can't even think about trying to escape until the sedation is eased. Decades. It could be infinite. I don't know. Ask him. He's the one who's been there.
Oh, is that why when he woke up later, he was old? Because he's been down there for decades?
You knew about this and went along with it.
I trusted him.
You trusted him when he promised you half his share?
No.
So you led us into a war zone with no way out.
There's a way out, all right? We continue on with the job, and we do it as fast as possible, and we get out using the kick, just like before.
Forget it.
Fisher security is surrounding this place as we speak. 10 hours of flight time is a week at this level. That means each and every one of us will be killed. That I can guarantee you. We have no other choice but to continue on and do it as fast as possible.
Your father's office below the bookshelves is his personal safe. We need the combination.
I don't know any safe.
We have it on good authority, you do know.
Yeah. Whose authority?
Useful?
You've got an hour.
An hour? I was supposed to have all night to crack this.
Oh, yeah.
What's that?
Good authority. Why does Browning say you do?
I don't know.
One out.
Start talking.
They thought I'd know the combination, but I don't know it.
Yeah, well, neither do I.
Some meaningful combination of numbers based on your experiences with Maurice.
We didn't have very many meaningful experiences together.
Perhaps after your mother died.
After my mother died, you know what he told me? There's really nothing to be said. I was 11.
Oh. Jesus.
I still honor the arrangement.
When you wake up, you won't even remember that we had an arrangement. Limbo's gonna become your reality. You're gonna become an old man.
I'll come back.
All right, what is in the safe?
Something for you. He loved you, Robert.
He called me to his deathbed. He pulled me close, and I can only make out one word. Disappointed.
Oh. Yeah.
And the truth that as we go deeper into Fisher, we're also going deeper into you. I'm not sure we're gonna like what we find.
We were exploring the concept of a dream within a dream. I kept pushing things. I wanted to go deeper and deeper. I wanted to go further. I just didn't understand the concept that hours could turn into years down there. We built the world for ourselves.
How long were you stuck there?
Something like 50 years.
Oh.
She had locked something away, something deep inside her, a truth that she had once known, but chose to forget. I knew something was wrong with her. She just wouldn't admit it. That she needed to wake up to come back to reality, that in order to get back home, we had to kill ourselves.
Hopefully they dulled that knife a little bit.
She wanted to do it, but she could not do it alone. She loved me too much, so on our anniversary, Sweetheart, what are you doing?
Join me. I'm going to jump and you're coming with me.
If you jump, you're not gonna wake up. You're gonna die. Now just step back inside. Come on.
I'm asking you to take a leap of faith.
Take a second, think about our children.
If I go without you, they'll take them away anyway.
What does that mean?
I filed a letter with our attorney, explaining how I'm fearful for my safety. How you threatened to kill me. We're going home to our real children.
No. Oh, God damn it, don't do this!
Because you'll be together.
Sweetheart! Look at me! Whoa, no!
Oh, what the hell?
So, I ran. I left my children behind, and I've been trying to buy my way back ever since.
You have to forgive yourself, and you're gonna have to confront her.
You have to move.
Time's up.
First 6 numbers that come to your head right now.
I said right now! Right now!
5, 2, 8, 4, 9, 1.
Have to be better than that. We're going for a ride.
No, he's wearing that. It reminds me exactly of Scarecrow.
That boy's relationship with his father is even worse than we imagined.
The stronger the issues, the more powerful the catharsis.
We gotta break out of here before we're totally boxed in.
Mustn't be afraid to dream a little bigger, darling.
Yeah, it works.
What about his security? It's gonna get worse as we go deeper.
I think we run with Mr. Charles.
No.
Who's Mr. Charles?
His security's gonna be all over us. We run with Mr. Charles like we did on the Stein job.
So you've done it before?
Yeah, and it didn't work. The subject realized he was dreaming and his subconscious tore us to pieces.
Excellent, but you learned a lot, right?
You drive carefully, all right? Yeah. Everything down there is gonna be unstable as hell.
You ready?
Ready!
Am I boring you?
I have a lot on my mind.
There goes Mr. Charles.
Pleasure to see you again, Rod Green from marketing.
In case you get bored.
Funny way to make friends, someone stealing your wallet like that. About $500, right?
Gambit designed to turn Fisher against his own subconscious.
Why don't you approve?
Because it involves telling the Mark that he's dreaming, which involves attracting a lot of attention to us.
Didn't Cobb say nothing to do that?
So now you've noticed how much time Cobb spends doing things he says never to do.
Mr. Siren, can I have a moment?
I'm sorry, but
Very amusing, it seems.
I'm the head of your security down here.
Dump the wallet. Security will be looking for that.
I specialize in a very specific type of security. Subconscious security.
There it is.
Is that the meme?
I think that was the clip. I think that was it. Just him squinting for that second.
Oh, keep it together.
They're coming for you.
Oh.
Strange weather, isn't it? Quick, give me a kiss.
They're still looking at us.
Yeah, it's worth a shot.
We should probably get out of here right after that.
Learned a few things since 10 Things I Hate About You.
Yeah.
You're in a dream. Breathe, breathe, remember your training. Accept the fact that you're in a dream and I'm here to protect you.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you want my help, you have to remain calm.
Like how he's like, how does this work?
This is a dream. I should just kill myself to wake up. Right. I believe they have you sedated, and if you pull that trigger, you may not wake up. You remember the training.
Well, that could have been rough.
Where were they holding you?
They had us in the back of a van.
That explains the gravity shifts.
Something to do with a safe.
What is it, Mr. Fisher? Think!
A combination.
What was the number, Mr. Fisher? Try and remember for me. This is very important.
5-2. It was something. It was a long number.
That's good enough. We can start there. 5th floor.
Yep.
I wait for Yusuf's kick.
Well, how will you know?
His music warns me. And then when the van hits the barrier of the bridge, that should be unmistakable. Mr. Charles.
Do you know what that is, Mr. Fisher?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
They were trying to put you under.
I see you've changed.
Sorry?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm Mr. Gifford fan.
Good looking fellow, I'm sure.
I bet you that wasn't even in there. You know, Tom had to do that.
Said you were kidnapped together?
Well, not exactly. They already had him. They were torturing him.
And you saw them torture him?
The kidnappers are working for you.
Fisher Morrow has been my entire life. I can't let you destroy it. The will, Robert, that will, that's his last insult. You can build a better company than he ever did.
I need you to do the same thing to him that he was going to do to you. We'll enter his subconscious and find out what he doesn't want you to know.
Oh,
Ready to do it.
Dream within a dream.
Barely an inconvenience right now. Jeez. Oh, no.
Come on, Dom. Keep it together.
What's down there?
Fully the truth we want Fisher to learn.
I mean, what's down there for you?
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. How they play with the time, with the different levels, always trippy. Oh.
Just grabbed him and turns.
Oh!
Oh, Jesus. Oh.
Oh, that's awesome.
Around the horses.
Oh. What is this?
How the hell did they even shoot
Is this Jamiroquai Virtual Insanity music video?
What the hell?
Oh!
God, the music is just so intense in this. Oh, it's last one.
Last round.
Looks like the Econo line is still drivable here.
Oh my goodness.
It's your dream. I need you to draw the security away from the complex, you understand?
Who guys Fisher in?
Not me. If I know the route, everything could be compromised.
I designed the place.
Now, you're with me. Keep this live. I'll be listening in the whole time. The windows on that upper floor are big enough for me to cover you from that south tower. You see it?
Yeah. You're not coming in?
In order to find out the truth about your father, you're going to need to break into Browning's mind on your own.
So right now they're within a dream, within a dream, within a dream.
Yep, they're on the 3rd level. Yeah.
That's what he said would be the toughest one.
Yeah.
Oh, the roadblock.
Oh, just got through.
Oh, yeah, there goes your ascend. Flare gun.
Looks like something Solid Snake would be breaking into.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
What? Oh, we got Hummers with tracks.
Get that. A Hummer
That'd
with
be-
tracks on.
That guy's holding on with the skis on the side of the snowmobile.
I hope you're ready.
It's too soon.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, I hear it. It's music. Can they make that route in under an hour?
They still have to climb down to the middle terrace.
Well, then they need a new route, a more direct route.
Oh, that's...
It's designed as a labyrinth.
There must be access routes that cut through the maze, right? Ames!
Oh, didn't stick the landing.
He added an air duct system that can cut through the maze.
Oh, steps.
Oh, nice.
Paradox.
Nice. Fun and terrifying same time. Oh.
Cobb, did we miss it?
Yeah, we missed it.
For the next kick. What next kick?
When the van hits the water.
Oh, that is badass.
What a mess.
Oh, holy shit.
There's something wrong. They're heading your way like they know something.
Oh,
Oh. God, this is awesome.
It's like, how do you
This is
fight
just
somebody
wild.
in zero gravity?
It's like fighting in a pool, but
Choking them out.
you can still get the power that you need.
That's the antechamber outside the strong room.
So Fisher likes what he finds in there.
Oh, wow.
Are you destroying those parts of his mind?
I don't know, they're just projections.
Wow, that's a good point.
Yeah. Ooh, he's got blood droplets on his mouth.
Oh my God. God, that looks awesome.
Give him the old thumbs up.
What the? Nice. He's moving him down to the floor himself.
Yeah.
Someone else in there.
Fisher, it's a trap.
Oh no.
She's just a projection. Fisher is real.
Oh.
Oh. Suppose you don't have time to really take the stairs.
Oh.
Well, in this way that they're doing it.
What happened?
Mal killed Fisher.
I couldn't shoot her. It's all over.
So that's it, then we failed.
We're done. I'm sorry.
It's a shame. I really wanted to know what's going to happen in there. I swear we have this one.
There's still another way. We just have to follow Fisher down there. As soon as Arthur's music kicks in, just use the defibrillator to revive him. We can give him his own kick down below.
Saito will never make it, will he?
If you unlock that before the kick, I am gone with or without you.
He's right.
Well, Michael Caine said it. She was the brightest.
Yep. So now we're level number 4 here.
Is this? This isn't the beginning, was it? No. Oh, remember the sandcastles?
What?
Oh my God.
Still falling.
No room for a tourist on these travels.
Let me see.
Oh.
Fine. Places from our past. Was their first apartment. After Ma became pregnant, that became our home.
You reconstructed all of this from memory?
Like I told you, we had lots of time.
Oh.
How are we gonna bring Fisher back?
I'm gonna improvise. Listen, there's something you should know about me. About Inception. An idea is like a virus. Resilient.
The smallest idea, such as your world is not real. A simple little thought that changes everything. Do you think he is? Or do you think he's as lost as I was?
I know it's real, Mo.
You don't believe in one reality anymore. Choose to be here.
Oh,
Just throw him. When in doubt, throw him over the side.
Oh,
got him.
Already fell into that one.
I have to get back to our children because you left them.
You're confused. Our children are here. James? Philippa?
Please. Those aren't my children.
You keep telling yourself that, but you don't believe it.
No, I know it.
And what if you're wrong? What if I'm what's real? What do you feel?
I feel guilt, Mo. The idea that caused you to question your reality came from me.
You planted the idea in my mind.
What is she talking about?
The reason I knew Inception was possible was because I did it to her first. I knew we needed to escape, but she wouldn't accept it. She had locked something away, something deep inside. A truth that she had once known, but chose to forget. I went deep into the recess of her mind, and I broke in. And I planted an idea that her world wasn't real.
You're waiting for a train. You know where you hope this train will take you. Now tell me why!
Because you've been together!
That idea would grow in her mind like a cancer, that even after she woke, that you continue to believe your world wasn't real.
You're infecting my mind.
I was trying to save you.
You betrayed me. We can still be together. Right here.
Oh, this is not good.
Fisher's on the porch.
Go check he's alive, Harry.
Cobb, you can't do this.
Go check he's alive right now.
Oh my God.
So much tension.
He's here, and it's time, but you have to come now.
I can't stay with her anymore because she doesn't exist. I can't imagine you with all your complexity, all your perfection, all your imperfection.
You're in.
I'm sorry, you're just not good enough.
Listen, you're real from.
Oh. Oh, there's a kick. Oh, so close.
This has been falling for the last half hour of the movie. Oh, that's friggin' wild.
Wow.
I know, Ben. I know you were disappointed. I couldn't be you.
I was disappointed that you tried.
Oh. Oh, he's got to get the number.
Come on.
Oh, it's right there.
Oh.
It's from the picture.
There's their kick.
Well.
That's the kick area! Don't lose yourself! Find Saito and bring him back! I will!
Okay, now it's back up a level.
Yeah, now she's up one. Now she's there.
Right, up a level.
Yeah.
Up a level.
You remember when you asked me to marry you? You said you dreamt that we'd grow old together.
We did, you don't remember. We had our time together. You go.
Oh, what?
You know, the will means that Dad wanted me to be my own man. That's what I'm gonna do, Uncle Peter.
Oh, I got it to work.
Cobb stayed?
With Ma?
No, to find Saito.
He'll be lost.
So here we are.
Yep.
Have you come to kill me? I'm waiting for someone. Someone from a half-remembered dream. Cobb, we were young and together, waiting to die alone. Something you once knew. To convince me to honor our arrangement. To take a leap of faith, yes. So we can be young men together again. Come back.
We'll be landing in Los Angeles in about 20 minutes. Do you need immigration forms?
Oh,
Right. One call. That's all he's got to do. Big leap of faith here.
Very. Well,
Welcome home, Mr. Cobb.
oh. Nice.
Like how they're dropping in
The-
all the
the,
characters. It's like deja vu.
It's gonna be like we have an outer body experience together.
We spend like a week together.
Oh, is he going to see his kids' faces for the first time?
Oh, there's Michael Caine.
Yeah, there's Pops.
Because he knows it all worked out.
Yeah.
Look who's here.
Is it gonna? No.
Oh, no. Okay, it's wobbling. It was wobbling.
Yeah, but it's not.
It was wobbling. It was wobbling. It was wobbling. It was going to tip
wobbling.
over. It would have been a tight spiral. It was an alternate universe. It was wobbling. You heard the wobble. You saw the wobble.
Oh, guys, that was so much fun. That was Inception, and I know I've said it before. Christopher Nolan does not miss. He is just a master storyteller. He gets the right actors who can just deliver. You know, as you may have noticed from some of his movies, he finds a cast that he likes and he just keeps using them, and it seems to work every single time. This movie was so much fun. You know, let's just start with how everybody completely crushed their role. The writing and the story was out there, but I don't think it was out there to the level of like Interstellar, how that one really left us confused. This one, I like how you
just said to remind yourself.
They were able to kind of tell the story. Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character did a good job of kind of explaining. Yeah, no kidding, right?
I know what you're putting.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character was kind of like almost a narrator for us a little bit, and Elliot Page's character was kind of there to be the role of the audience to explain things to. So I really liked how those two worked together to kind of bring us aboard and explain things to us a little bit. So that was really good. But man, the trippiness with the time travel, how time moves slower as you go down the different levels, but you still have, because we've seen movies where you have like a ticking clock and you've got to get someplace and they're running out of time. This one took that and multiplied it by 4 because we had all the different levels that our characters had to get through to be able to complete their mission and come back. And hopefully it was the real world for Dom, but I don't know. Was it? We never saw the token fall. So we'll obviously discuss more with these guys. I absolutely love this movie. It hits on everything. It's perfection. Perfect 5 out of 5 answers for Inception for me, folks. So much fun. I had a blast watching it with these guys, and at the end I knew it was coming and I just couldn't wait. So
this was a lot of fun to watch, kept you guessing, hurt my brain, but in a fun way, because it changed a lot of things, like with gravity and how the world works and everything else. You need the kick to get out of it, but it wasn't like overwhelming that you forgot the plot or forgot what world they're in. Like, cause like I even said, I was like, oh, this is number 3. And then we were like, oh, we're going into number 4. That's even possible. So you could have just kept on going and going and going. And then, but the thing that got me at the end is like, so they were struggling in the van underwater, but they weren't waking up because they had to wake up the previous worlds before it. So that was really interesting how they had to do that. It was a lot of fun. Great cast. They all were amazing. And I just love the way they were put together. Everyone played their roles great, especially when you had Tom Hardy. Like, it was weird actually seeing him kind of get his butt whooped a little bit there at the end. And then he fell into, oh, look what I found, to take out one of the guys. But it was so much fun to watch. The music was amazing.
Hans Zimmer
it kept you
again.
in. Yep, it was Hans Zimmer. And like you said, if he works with somebody he likes, he keeps working with them. So, yeah, I guess you got to go with that. But 5 answers as well.
Yeah, this movie was wild. I like these movies where it pushes you to think and to really like, okay, do I understand what's happening here? But where they don't go so far where you're like, okay, I'm still a little lost. Like, we watched the movie Tenet not that long ago, and I kind of got the concept with Tenet where reversing and meeting in the middle and stuff like that. But Tenet for me was a little like, I felt like I had to watch it again.
Yeah, it was really
and then I
emotional,
felt like
hungry.
I probably have to watch it again another time after that, where it pushed it to where...
Yeah, I mean,
like,
he was finding new things.
Yeah, you know, like even with Tenet, it's like it's almost so like I felt like I got it kind of at the end, but it almost takes away from the enjoyment of the movie.
Because
whereas
it's
this,
so
it was like,
out there.
okay, you're in a dream, and a dream within a dream, and I think we've all had dreams like sometimes you just have weird dreams and you wake up and you're like, oh wow, that was weird.
freaky.
You know, and then sometimes you have dreams where you wake up and you're like, I swore that was real. Those like super ultra vivid where it's not like anything weird was happening. You know, like we all have those dreams where it's, something super weird and it's like, oh, I
forgot to wear your pants for a test or something.
Why is my brain thinking of this? Like you scare yourself sometimes. But again, we have those dreams where it's so vivid. So it wouldn't be, unbelievable to think like if you were having one of those really vivid dreams that like you were dreaming within a dream, like oh, I woke up, I'm dreaming, and then like so the concept I think was really neat. It was kind of deep, but it wasn't as bad as what I thought it was going to be from what I've seen online. Okay. Like I thought it was going to be super confusing. And again, I think
that's even what you said before going into it.
And I think there is that really fine line, that gray area between this totally like different concept and twisting of a plot, or not even twisting, but just deep, and just be too confusing to get. And Interstellar I think was borderline, but I kind of got it. Tenet. But I thought this was really good. The cast, I mean, what are you going to say about the cast? Leonardo DiCaprio, Ken Watanabe, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Elliot Page, Tom Hardy. I mean, Tom Berenger, Michael Caine.
That was nice to see Berenger and then Caine, of course.
I mean, the cast was incredible. Everybody played their roles just to a T.
Was Marion in Dark Knight Rises with Bane?
Yeah,
I thought so. I thought she was Bane's sister. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
even more tight.
Right.
Yeah. So he gets a cast and he stays with them.
That was intense. Like her character.
Yeah, Joseph. He had Hardy. He had Cillian.
I thought it was
Caine.
a lot of fun. I don't know that I can go like 5 on this. I'm really, really high.
Oh, 5.5 you're gonna give it?
No, I'm really high, but I'm not. Hey, look. In the sake of,
it won't let you.
It won't let you.
Christopher Nolan,
hey guys, I can't quite go 5, and my marker's like, oh, really?
You know why? Because that's the one you left without a cap on.
Well,
yeah, I put that there just for you.
Dreamt that.
No.
Well, let me ask you, what would you improve then, Oak?
I don't know. I'm going off gut.
Going off gut.
I mean, I really, really like it. It's just not, there's been, and maybe it's because we've watched some movies lately. Like, we recently finished up the How to Train Your Dragon series, and I'm like, I'm over here just a wreck, and Interstellar was a 5, and there was so many. Yeah, we've watched a handful of these movies where it was like, 5, 5, 5. And I feel like we watched a bunch of 5s in a row, and I just don't have that deep in my gut 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Godzilla and Kong were solid 5s.
I didn't give Godzilla
Yeah, but you're saying we saw all these movies that are 5s. I was just like,
ish, So I'm still going 4, 9, 5. It's a really high score. But I've said consistently that I just have to have that.
It's gotta grab you.
Gotta have that 5.
How did it not grab you that he wants his son and daughter the whole movie?
Yeah, it was.
Put yourself in that position.
Yeah, he's doing anything to get back to his kids. It's just, look, like I said.
And he finally let his wife go because they grew old together. I'm going to fight for that 0.05.
0.05 off. The answer's just like,
you will give it a 5.
You had Hans Zimmer in this.
No.
Leo.
Look, it was a great movie. I almost
Christopher
feel like
Nolan and his
this
wife
is one of my things that I want to bounce off you guys.
Okay.
Can you take a movie that's maybe not a 5 as far as the plot and plug in this kind of cast? It's almost like you could have a story that might not be perfect, and they can act their way through it.
We just watched a movie not too long ago that had an awesome cast, but the plot and everything else nosedove.
What one was that?
It was a few movies ago. Obviously Godzilla was hampered. It had a pretty solid cast.
Yeah, but when we watched Godzilla, that was Bryan Cranston, a young Aaron Taylor Johnson before he really kind of got into
Olsen, who was already on her way up.
Yeah, but
she didn't have much in.
But I mean, look at this.
We got to look at our look at our previous library.
But that's what I'm saying. Just as a general discussion, pretend like I gave it a 5. Okay, just for the sake of discussion, pretend like I gave it a 5. Do you think that a storyline that's not necessarily the best can be carried by a great cast? Because if the storyline completely sucks,
and they have nothing. See, that's the. I think there's been a couple of ensemble movies that have come out recently, and guys, you'll have to help me out. I know they're out there. I just can't think of one off the top of my head, but I know there's been a couple of big ensemble movies that have come out. I don't remember if they were strictly like on Amazon Prime or Netflix, but they had the big cast, and the movies just didn't deliver, because I think you have to give these incredibly talented individuals something to work with, something they can really sink their teeth into to make such a great performance.
Well, as good as Ocean's 11 was, how really good were Ocean 12 and 13?
I didn't see any of the Ocean movies, so maybe those.
There we go. But
I have seen none of them either. I've never seen.
Well, 11 is awesome. You have Brad Pitt, Matt Damon, George Clooney are your 3 big dogs, and Bernie Mac, Scott Conn, so on and so on and so on.
Pretty massive.
And they're back for 12 and 13, but 12 and 13 just doesn't capture the same magic to me, in my eyes, as 11, and that has a huge ensemble, amazing cast. To bring in Julia Roberts is in that, Catherine Zeta-Jones.
They just didn't pop. Well,
just the second two were not.
I think some people have asked. I shouldn't say I think. I'm fairly certain that people have asked about watching those.
Twilight. Twilight has a pretty solid cast.
Yeah, that a young Rob killing lots.
Young, but still.
That was good. But I really feel like in this movie that it was such a talented cast, and everybody played their role.
I'm not saying that certainly helps.
Okay, here's another thing. I feel like movies that have, and I kind of talked about this in my review, but is it harder to enjoy movies that have too complex of a plot? I mean, look, there's movies where I don't need to be spoon-fed a plot. I'm fine thinking it. I like twists and turns, but do you think at some point, if you leave a theater or you leave a movie feeling like you have to watch it again, is that a good thing or is that a bad thing?
Depends on the movie. Like, you enjoyed it your second time go around on this movie.
I still enjoy this movie.
Take this watch, and have you watched it a bunch of times in between?
No, I think the last time I saw it, honestly, guys, it was probably 3-4 years ago.
Do you remember the last time you watched it, loving it? Like, were you like 5? Was it great?
Yeah, I think it was good, but I had more fun watching it with you guys because I was really dialed in a little bit more, and I noticed a lot more, and it honestly was. I mean, obviously, I kind of knew the plot, but it was easier to understand and make sense of things. Like when Leo was talking about generating the dreams and stuff, it all made a lot more sense. And I think you're onto something, Oak, where if it's too complex, you find yourself thinking about trying to figure out the story instead of paying attention to what's going on screen. You might be missing some dialogue, you might miss some detail.
And that's the benefit of us watching with subtitles, though, because then you really catch every little thing
like
they say.
You know what I was just I was thinking about the nature and how we watch movies for our reaction channel. There's zero distractions. None. I mean, if you're watching a movie in a theater, generally there's no distractions. Look, you get up and you go to the bathroom and you miss it. Look, if there's been times, generally we run these movies through full, but look, every once in a while we have to take a break, but we stop and we come back.
Yeah.
And it's not like that in the theater. You know, you're not, look, if you're in high school or you're on a date and maybe, you know, you're the only ones in the theater and we don't have to go there.
Yeah.
But look, there's distractions, and especially if you're watching movies at home, a lot of time there can be distractions, dogs, kids, neighbors, phones. I mean, there's memes online like, I need a good Netflix show I can put on in the background while I scroll through my phone.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's
Office gets rewatched.
It's an interesting dynamic that when we watch this, phones are off, everything's silent, we're hyper focused.
Yeah.
So
There's been a lot more confusing movies that we've watched though than this. To me,
yeah. In terms of Nolan confusion levels, this one is pretty reasonable.
Because the second time I watched Tenet with you guys was a lot easier to watch than the first time in the theater.
Yeah, Tenet for me, like
and then I pick up on a few other things.
I think I kind of grasp the concept of Tenet, but mind you, when I'm watching Tenet, I'm here just staring, and everybody comments, is Oak happy? Is he sad? I'm like, no, this is just my dumb, like, focus face. But I feel like this was a good blend of that.
Oak, focus.
You know, and the interesting, like, look, I'm not gonna really pull a lot of lessons out of this one. I mean, you know, obviously you can talk about the links that we'll go and the risks, that we'll make to get back to our kids. But I think this one really, what I did like about this too was I think it kind of dove into that realm of how powerful is our subconscious. You know, because they were talking, it was interesting when they talked about being able to go into people's subconscious, because I think, okay, that's, you know, hypnosis, whatever, those kinds of things.
Seed.
But when they brought up the topic of being able to train your subconscious to defend against people going into your subconscious, so I thought that was really cool. I mean, that's something that I don't recall movies talking about, like, in this capacity, about like the power of the subconscious.
Yeah, and I like how Tom Hardy touched on it, where they want him to get him to break up the company. You have that big idea up here, narrow it down to its simplest form, and it's how he feels about how Cillian Murphy feels about his father in the movie. That was the point they had to drill down to. So it was just a real fun to kind of take that trip with them with the subconscious and dreams and that sort of thing.
You know, and this is I
just wonder what happened to the first architect.
Yeah.
The one that screwed up that got taken away.
Really. I haven't seen Lucas Haas since he was in Roller Babies. Solar Babies he was in way back in the 80s.
You know, this is one I would like to go back and rewatch now, but I really, you know,
and we'll start right now. So put your helmets on and go on
but
Patreon.
I don't feel like I missed that much. I honestly would like to go back and watch Interstellar a third time. What was another movie that we did? Arrival was an interesting concept where it kind of like at the end, like, wait a minute, you know, that was interesting. Tenet for me was almost so confusing that I'm less motivated to go watch it a second time, because I'm like,
yeah, it hurt your head.
You got Big Rob in there, though.
Yeah, it's got Big Rob.
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
But no, this was a
got
good
Ricky Jarrett from Ballers.
It's Ricky Jarrett. It's got Ricky Jarrett in it. But no, this was a good movie. I'm sorry, Answer, that I left it 0.05 below.
I will fight. No, this was a lot of fun.
Yep.
I'm so glad it wasn't as confusing as I thought it was going to be.
We got another Nolan movie coming out. Oppenheimer is on the way, so
that's definitely in the works. So for Appleton Oak, that's Mason Quinn. I'm, of course, the Answer. Good night, pals.